Alright, so as you know, I'm a photographer, along with many things, including a prick. And as you do with, not just photography, as you do with anything in the world that you're trying to advance and get good at, you know, go further down the field, climb the ladder, you know, that kind of thing, you reflect, you analyse yourself. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm going to go through some old photo shoots. I say old. I'm going to go through photo shoots that I've done in general and roast the fuck out of myself. The nice way to put it is that I'm reflecting, evaluating, trying to get better. I'm just going to violate myself. I'm trying to think, when was the first photo shoot I've done on this channel? It was a few months ago. It wasn't the first one in Ashbyville with Bazza in the focus, because I'd never put the pictures on the screen. I think it was the second time with Ruby when it was raining. So, do you know what? I'm going to go there. So, here on my screen, I split my photo shoot into what camera I've taken with them. Taken, that's not a word. I split my photo shoots to what camera I've taken them with. So, that was Ashbyville, and I'm going to guess it's the second time. So I'm just going to go through, I'm going to analyse everything, the composition, the lighting, the colour grading, the everything, and essentially bully myself. Or maybe they might be good, who knows, but we're going to start straight off here, and I'm just going to go scroll through. So first off, we got this one. Now, you'll remember these images if you've actually seen the videos, because I put all the pictures I take, I put like a little preview in the bottom left. But now that I'm looking at them on the big screen, I can tell instantly, what am I looking at? I mean, the compositions, I get it somewhat, but there's this, you'll notice this thing that I do throughout so many of my shoots, and I hate that I've done this. I just take the foreground, no, I take the linear mask, I go to the foreground, I take the exposure slider, and I go, like, that bit down there is just not even visible, neither is that bit there. Why is it skipped image? I don't know, what, is that part of the, that might be part of the image, that might just be a dirty sensor. But what's this weird, no, that's a radial gradient. Why is there a radial gradient there? Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's move on. So this, okay. Composition, again, I understood what I went for. I think I remember where this is, but what is this colour grading? I swear to God it doesn't look that bad on my phone. Hang on, let me grab my phone. Everything is a bit more vivid and sharp and like murkier on my laptop screen compared to when I look at stuff on my phone screen. But yeah, it doesn't look that bad on my phone screen. Then looking at the laptop screen, I don't know what I'm looking at. You can't even call that a color grade. That's a massacre, bruv. The blue is just terrible. My lens is dirty or something. I think that was when it was raining. So actually, I'll let myself off because there must have been water on the lens or something. And the college lenses that I used are dirty as shit. But yeah, overall, again, terrible photo, terrible balancing within the light. I didn't even try, like, oh my god. Okay, and this one again, okay, the blue is a bit more moody and actually, I want to say, cinematic looking than just downright shit. But again, yeah, the thing is, the problem was you kind of reach a bit with composition in places like landscape, especially this Ville that I've gone to so many times. You kind of stretch your, you kind of go too far with the composition, and you try to take pictures that you think are possible. Like, it's just, what's this? It's a Brampton water, and it's not even composed nicely. It's just a weird picture, and overall, again, the really dark, the heavy vignetting in the corners, the foreground mask at the bottom, that's really dark. No, how horrible. This, okay, this is composed a bit more with thought, but again, look at the vignetting and look at the foreground, man. It's black. What's this? Yeah, again, the color grading is off. I tried to go for the murky, bluish, like, moody tone. I get that, but I didn't do it well. Yeah, again, terrible. The composition makes a bit more sense this time. I can see why I took this photo in this position with all that in the back, but again, horrible photo. I mean, I mentioned this in my video when I was doing the shoot with Ruby when I was testing my new gear. I said I looked back at some of them, and I was like, yeah, they were awful. I don't think I looked at this one. I think I looked at some of the third ones when I went the third time. This one, okay, this one is not that bad. There's no vignetting in the corners. Hallelujah. There's no gay-ass foreground mask at the bottom that, well, not that I can see. I think I pushed the clarity a tad too much. But overall, I mean, it's a picture of the swan in the water, high shutter speed because the water is dripping out down his mouth, and you can clearly see that captured there. I think that's one of the not bad ones that we've seen so far from this shoot. So this one's clean actually. This one's good. There's no vignetting. There's no foreground mask. It's nice and shot well. It's composed well. It's grainy as hell, but you can't have everything now, can you? But it's sharp. You can see all the water droplets on, and that's alright actually. Alright, again, this one. What is this? I obviously tried to get reflection of the puddle, but what is this? This is composed terribly. I could have made like you see that bit of mud there, right? I could have just lowered the camera and removed that, so it's literally just the reflection of that, and then that simultaneously like that. But no, it was shot like shit. I can tell I upped the clarity again because everything's mushed together. Again, another weird puddle shot that has zero like. Yeah, again, the color blending isn't great. It's just composed lazily. Like, I kind of just didn't think about it. I just went, oh yeah, puddle, click, and then I called it a day. Yeah, not a great photo. This one again. What is this fucking vignetting? Vignetting up there, and then like a little mask. No, I think that's just part of the image because I don't see the branches being affected. But again, yeah, horrible image. If these were composed properly, these might... No, these are composed fine for the most part. Like, the angle itself isn't bad necessarily. But I've obviously done stuff with clarity and texture, and the color grading is off. I can clearly see what I tried to go for. I tried to push that moody bluish look, but I overdid it, and yeah. You can see the consequence of that. It looks terrible. This one, this is just composition's just no. Like, what is this? Like, I know where I could have put that. I know where I'm looking right now. I know where I could put that to make it look better. But overall, the color grading doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look. It like the moody blue is there, but it's not as dingy and put like hint of green as all the other ones. This one looks more bearable. There's no foreground mask to making it look stupid. There's no vignetting. That was not that bad, I guess. And then this is what I mean, where you get the terrible hint of green, like. And there's Ruby. I'm not gonna go through every picture. I mean, okay, do you know what? That's nice. That's nice. It's got the weird dingy green look, but that's nice. You know, the water frozen on the branches. I like that. I'm not gonna look at every image. There's too many images. Again, vignette. But yeah, this isn't good. This isn't a good photo shoot at all. I rate this shoot a solid 4 out of 10. We're not off to a good start. But what about the third time around? So we go from the third time around. Did I film that? I think I filmed that. Did I film that? Oh right, this one Ruby had the camera on her head, which means I don't think there were any pictures included in that video. But yeah, Ruby had the camera on her head in this one, and I was just going round. So this one, again, sharpness and clarity gone too far, because what is this mush of details? The foreground mask, too dark, again, just disappointed. It's just black down here. A bit of a foreground darker would have worked to put more emphasis on what's here in the middle, but again, I've just overdone it. The colour grading is not that bad on this one, I guess. I can see what I tried to do with the orangey tone, but I mean, what is this composition? I've just placed it down on the floor. Duck. It's a duck in it. It looks alright. Again, alright. This is an alright composition, and the color grading's not that bad. But what is this dark corner? This is just a terrible composition. This just too many branches just mushed together. You can't even see what's going on here. Again, the grading is really dodgy on this. You've got really blue here, and then there's this. It's like sectioned off here, and it's like the water's black, and then the foreground mask again. Leaves. I've been jetted a picture of leaves. Why? But I mean, I guess yeah, leaves in it. Again, I pushed the foreground mask in the vignette too hard. This is not a bad photo spot. I see why I took it in this spot. I just could have composed it better. Maybe if I'd have crouched down a bit and made it more level, I guess it would have looked better. And if I didn't darken the corners so... A portrait picture, okay. This one's not that bad, actually. There's no heavy vignetting. The foreground is a bit too dark again, but it's not as bad. I can clearly see I went with the brush around here. I think that's kind of what it looks like. It might just be like that. but it looks like I went through the brush with a brush mask and just went up there to create like a pathway. But yeah, this isn't the worst image I've seen in this bunch. Ruby again. Okay, this isn't a bad shot. The details, I think it's just the laptop screen that makes because all these look really mushed together and like shit. But yeah, I see what I went for. I went for the reflection of that tree up there on the right. Looks really nice. I'm pointing at it as if you know what I'm talking about. I can just move the mouse. But yeah, that's not a bad shot. I got the reflection of the tree in portrait. It's a cooler tone, colour grade. The foreground's darkened to put my emphasis in the middle where the reflection starts. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, this one, I talked about this one in the video where I tested my gear, where I said there's this one landscape picture that's my favourite. And I will stand by this. I don't think I'll ever produce a landscape image like this again for a while. This was really, I love this image. I love this image. This was such a good picture. And I edited this so cleanly. Like, yeah. The colour grading, the masks I put around, the foreground mask that isn't actually terrible, the vignettes not so strong, the little haze of orange that you see in the background, I made that more prominent. Gorgeous. This is alright. I mean, the sun, like I said, I like what I did with the sun flare here, the sun peeking through the trees, but again, look at the foreground mask, you can't even see what's down there. And again, puddle, like, unintuitive composition, weird, yeah, this... What is this editing? It's a seagull. It's not even... I give that shoot a 5 out of 10. It would have got another 4 out of 10, but that picture with this one, that brings it up by a point, because that's really nice. Let's go to this one. Okay, this one's a really controversial one. Liam's KTM. The orange KTM RC125 that I've done multiple videos with, but I did a photo shoot on, a photo shoot video on. This is really controversial because people loved this photo shoot, especially Liam himself, but people loved this photo shoot when I put it up and on my Instagram and that. But I look at it and I just, I don't know, really don't like. Again, I messed it up in the editing. But okay, let's go, because I did it split. There was nighttime the night prior, and then there was the daytime shoot the day after the night. I mean, we're not off to a good start. Look at this. Not even in focus. But yeah, I remember, okay, fun fact about this. Some of these are on the floor, like that, like that, like that. Reason being, I actually forgot to bring the level thing that you put on the tripod. I brought my tripod all the way down, and I didn't bring this. So I couldn't put the camera on the tripod. So I had to go all the way up that hill, you know, that hill, to get to this spot. To go home, because I live a good half an hour walk away. I was on the bike, so it was like 20 minutes, but I live a good half an hour walk away from that bit. And I felt so bad for Liam, because he had to just wait while I make a tit of myself and go back to get the thing so I can use the tripod, because there's no direct lighting here. It's in the middle of nowhere, it's night time, and I had to long expose for like 20 seconds of pictures. So yeah, I mean, see, I got the tripod on now this time. The thing is, the nighttime lighting with the long exposure actually looks nice. It does look really nice. And I did that long exposure just to avoid having to put my ISO to fucking 5 million. But again, yeah, that bloom from the taillight that comes up there, that's really, that red tinge it gives on the top left, that's really good. That was obviously shot at a really low aperture. I want to say that's 1.8, because that's all in focus and then everything else isn't. So yeah, that would have been with the 1.8 lens, the 30mm Sigma one. But yeah, the color grading simple. It's you know, it doesn't stand out too much. It's just matching exactly how the night lighting looked. Yeah, it looked mint. But the thing is, any harsh lighting from the bike itself really blooms out once you do that long exposure, and it does look really nice. But it was so awkward because, like, look, stuff like that, he has to sit there like that. I have to press the camera to fire for 20 seconds shutter, and I have to tell Liam, don't move for 20 seconds, don't move on muscle. It must have been so shit for him. See, that looks like dusk. That doesn't look like nighttime. Long exposure is magic. That doesn't look like nighttime, but trust me, it was nighttime. But yeah, the way the colours bloom with long exposure, how much light that brake light is emitting, because there's no other light in that area. This is a beautiful shot. This is gorgeous. And the way this works, yes, I said there was no lighting anyway. What I did is I stood the tripod. I stood the camera on the tripod. I put the camera for 20 seconds or 30 seconds, whatever it was, and I would go around with my phone flash while the camera is exposing the image, and just like a spotlight just illuminating, because with the long exposure it's not going to pick me up, because for one, I'm too dark in that environment, and two, I was moving quick enough that I don't stain a light pattern on the image. So I'm just moving around with the flash. You can literally see with the screen that's like hints of my camera screen shining towards the camera. But yeah, I did that and it created that spotlight effect. That's not like a photoshopped lighting effect. That was in the scenario. That was in the moment. And yeah, it made it look really nice. Like, it's sharp, it's well lit, it's clean. That is a gorgeous shot. See, I did that with multiple. I just stood the camera on the tripod, let it go, and then just shine the light on me. And that's yeah. I should have balanced it. It's not horizon. It's not balanced. It's like slightly tilted off to the left. But again, my camera screen flashed towards the tripod, and it created this halo effect. Now people think that's a halo in the sky that caught like an aura in the sky, like you see on some places that you've got those things in the sky. People thought it's that, and I just told them, yeah, I caught some really nice light in the sky. It was my phone screen. Oh, for God's sake! But it did make a really nice shot. Again, this is a really good shot. I would have preferred. I should have maybe masked him there and made him just the tiniest bit brighter, because he the left side of him kind of bleeds into the sky and it looks like he's in half. But yeah, him looking up at the moon, the bike's minimal in the bottom right, that's again really gorgeous. I didn't really need to touch the color grading much, because the moody bluish night lighting just, yeah, it was perfect just like that. And they're like that. You can literally see the motion blur of when he's moved, because in what human can stay like that for 20 seconds? I know I said I'm gonna brutally roast myself, but do you know what? There's some like this that aren't that bad. You got the, again, long exposure, you got the lights. We tried to wait for two cars. We tried to wait for cars to come on both sides equally, so that we can have the trail of the headlights and the brake lights, but they just wouldn't. We couldn't get simultaneously a car on each side to make that both trails like that. They just wouldn't come together. So it was either one or the other, and yeah, that was the best we can get, but it does look really nice. He's dead. Ah, this one is wow. I've just realised you haven't seen these pictures, because I didn't do a video on the nighttime version, because, well, it was at nighttime, you wouldn't have seen anything. But that is fucking mint. That is wow. There's no stupid editing, I don't see no vignetting, I don't see no foreground mask. The framing is perfect. Everything about this image is wow. It's sharp. He managed to keep himself still as shit for 20 odd seconds, because look how sharp that is. Yeah, just looking straight into the camera. That is an amazing shot. And I think there was another one of him, yeah, looking to the right. Yeah, that's really nice. Right, enough glazing the night images. Yeah, the daytime images, boy, people love these images. I look back at them now, I really don't. There's something dingy about it. The picture looks mouldy. It looks like it's expired film. Like, we got some cool compositions, yeah. We've got Liam sat on the floor. You know, we've got him doing a press up. What mong? Like, the pictures themselves don't look bad. I just don't know, Michael. Like, that's pretty nice. That's, again, I'm guessing at f1.4. This part of the photo shoot you would have seen on video. The helmet, that's a nice shot with the helmet, but again the color grading looks off, and also I probably should have had a wider aperture so that the bike is a bit blurred and then the helmet's the main subject. But I mean, they're just together in that picture. Yeah, it's like, it's not bad images, but something about it feels off. The fucking foreground mask, bro. Like, again, I kind of crushed my blacks a bit too much in this image, I can tell. There's something feels off. I can't quite put my finger on it, because some of the pictures you might see them and they think that, like, that's alright. But like some of the pictures, what is this composition? What is that? The tires are out of frame, the glare coming through the visor. No, like, that's nice. It's got the tractor. What's this? Did the aperture actually take out his visor? No, never mind. Sorry, I saw that. That's like part of the clouds. I thought that was a blurred part of his visor. But it might look okay to some people. It just looked off to me. I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on it. But that's a good shot with his, you know, sat on the bike. Again, it is kind of like the moon shot. With his t-shirt, yeah, his t-shirt, his hoodie that says "I'll be fine." But again, there's something moldy looking about the color grading. Again, like, look at the sky in this one. Cool photo. He's on the bike. He's a plane, but the sky looks purple. I did something so wrong with the color grading. I don't know, did I have a filter? Did I have some sort of like... Did I mess with my phone screen or something? I don't know, but something does not look right. That's a decent shot again, but I kind of up the shadows a bit too much. Especially in this one, that looks weird. Okay, I don't know what the fuck's going on with the sky here. I don't even want to look at that. Yeah, it's just like, there was some good pictures, of course. There was some, that's really nice. Again, that's in the same spot as you saw the night one when he was sat down. Like, there's some good ones, of course. Something feels off about everything that I've done with this one. But yeah, who knows. Overall, I'll give that photo shoot, I give it another 6 out of 10. Let's move camera. Let's go on to my Pentax. Let's go 318D. Now, okay, this one's, yeah. The 318D I did. Daniela's 318D. It starts off so strong. Beautiful. The framing is perfect. The angle is perfect. The rocks at the bottom here is perfect. The contrast, everything. The water being sprayed. The guy there with the spray. What an image. And then we scroll right. Again, that's alright. And then it kind of goes downhill. Yeah. Nah, bruv. Again, it just looks so... The colours are dingy. I don't know why I chose a wide angle here. That could have been a 6 shot if I actually composed it correctly and it needs a bit of balancing. But... And I clearly crushed my blacks. And again, what is this image? I can't even see the wheels on the right side. It's just black. But yeah, a lot of editing mistakes. And of course, that's how it is, you know, with anything, especially photography. You learn, you look at them, and you say, okay, that was bad, but I know not to do that for next time. But it's because in the moment, you think these are so gas. And then you look now, and it's like, what's this? Again, what is this? What the fuck? And I just know in that video where I was getting all these pictures, I was like, oh my god, yeah, what a shot. Man, again, of course, okay, of course, it's not all me. You know, obviously, this was with the Pentax DSLR, and also the lens is very cheap and entry level. So there's softness. It's very soft. You know, the corners are also very soft. You know, don't know what's going on here. We've got blue sky, and then we've got. Why did it do that again? What the fuck? Yeah, we've got blue sky on one side, and then brown sky. That's decent. I like that one actually. I maybe should have increased the blacks a bit. The black from it looks really harsh, and then the foreground mask again is too much. But overall, that's a decent one. I like that. Again, this one, if I could have composed it a bit, maybe I should have been more down. I think for that one, I was sat on the white railings. I do see what I went for, obviously, with the church, but I think if I would have had the hood here placed exactly where this cell here, whatever the hell you call that, this bit here from the barrier, be where the hood is, and then it's the castle's closer to the hood. I think in general, I could have composed that better and it would have been, but yeah, that's not that bad of an image. Again, the foreground masking, it's like, bruh. But yeah, the composition's not bad. It's soft. It's not the best. I obviously messed up with the color grading because we've got blue sky, blue highlights, but then the highlights in the car are orange. Oops. That's a decent one. The foreground mask would have worked here if I didn't make it so dark. But and then again, as you can kind of see, it's a built right tilt. It needs balancing dead center again. But overall, I actually kind of like that picture. Yeah, the wide, it's not a bad picture, but the wide angle doesn't really work. Like, this is at 18mm or like maybe 20. The wide angle kind of doesn't work. But I mean, to be fair, on that car park, where the hell am I supposed to go? But yeah, this would have been the color grading. What the fuck is this? Why is it so blue? Never mind. I was about to say this isn't a bad image. What is this? And Daniela, your eyes are closed. Overall, again, yeah. I mean, the detail shots, that's nice. Again, I messed up the color grading with the orange dingy looking sky, but I like that shot. That's not bad. The wheel, that detail shot of the wheel was pretty nice. Actually, I like that one. I think this is the most. I think this is, apart from the first one in the car wash, I think this is the most non-irritating to look at. Yeah. All right, this is nice. The color grading's neutral. It's moody. Yeah, This is the foreground mask isn't so in your face. Yeah, I like this one. This is good. The steering wheel, yeah, I took this from the back seat. I would like put the camera where the back seat is, and then shot it through, looking past the front seat. And yeah, that's a decent shot. Yeah, and then it's not my worst photo shoot. It's also not my best. Overall, I give this. Okay, I give this a 6. The last one was with the bike as a 5. No, okay. This is a 6. The one with the bike is a 5. The Ashbyville one with that picture I talked about is a 5. And the one before that, the first one I looked at, is a 4. Because this is not a 7. But the other ones are also not. Yeah, I've rechanged my points, and I'll put it on the screen here. 4, 5, 5. I can't keep track. Okay, this one is horrid. Right, the bikes that I did at Multi-Story. I did a video on that as well. This was again with the Pentax DSLR, and this one annoys me to shit. Because, alright, most of these they look alright. I like how I did these. Pretty decent. That was with the flasher thing. But yeah, decent. And then it gets to some. Like, the colour grading is fine. The shadows are brought up to a nice level. The exposure is cool. The framing, the composition is great. And then it gets to some of it. Like, again, composition. That looks beautiful. Beautiful shot. And then it gets to some of them. And it's like... Let me show you the exact one I'm talking about. Like, these look fine. Great shot where he sat there. Amazing. And then, what the hell did I do to the left side? Why did I do that? I ruined a perfectly good shot. And I did that through a lot of these images. I kind of just went a bit shit with the masks. And I also went a bit weird, like... Because of the masks that I put, I kind of, in some of these pictures, created a weird disconnect between the bikes and the background. That's a pretty nice shot, I like that. Some of these don't look right. Like, these... There's something about this. Again, the frame is kind of off. The foreground mask at the bottom. But the bikes kind of look disconnected from the background between some of them. Like, the exposures don't seem to match up. And it looks like the bike was photoshopped into that picture. Like, it wasn't the original picture. But, I mean, it's better than... I would say it's not a bad photo shoot in general. Like, some of the framing in this one, gorgeous. Like, some of these are pretty decent. I guess that went over with the brush tool over his KTM sign, and that just made it look dirty. Yo, clean your bike, man. Again, that's decent. Again, I ruined it with the mask at the bottom and the vignetting, but overall, that's a really clean image in general. I do like that. But yeah, there's just something off. That's really good. But yeah, there's just something off always. I've always got to find a way to ruin it, you know what I mean? But yeah, overall, I give that shoot a 6.5 out of 10. This one, this BMW M3 that I talked about in the car meet video, this was an absolute joy to do, right, this photo shoot. I didn't film it because the guy said he was too awkward to be on video, so I was like, alright, fair enough. But this day, with this car being in that M3, holy shit. It was quite an experience. But I look back at some of these images that I've taken that I'm going to show you now. And also you'll see that his plate's blurred out. And there's something off with some of them that I feel like I've kind of ruined it. Like, this looks fine. This looks decent. The colour grading I might have done a bit different, but that looks good. Again, decent composition. Nice, maybe zoomed it out a little bit because the exhaust tips at the bottom are cut off. But the exhaust tip, the headlights, like, it's looking alright. It was also my first time being in a car like this. It was beautiful. Okay, so example, something like this. This composition is really strange because it's so disproportionate. Like, the right side is fat from the rear bumper and the left side is skinny. It's centered, but at the same time, it's not even centered really. This doesn't look right to me. And the color grading, again, isn't consistent with the rest. A problem I have with my color grading that I'm trying to actively fix is a lot of it isn't consistent between all the images. I try and sometimes experiment with multiple color grading styles with different images, even if they're in the same spot. I need to stop doing that. It's a bad habit. But again, yeah, like, this isn't a bad shot necessarily. It's a good shot. It's just, there's nothing intuitive about it. It's just kind of like, yeah, it's just alright, innit? But I feel like I should have done more, considering the opportunity I've been given to, you know, photo shoot and be driven in such a beautiful car. Again, like, again, look at the color grading. It's like the camera, it's like the whole world is underwater. Yeah, is that even? What the hell is this? Why does it look like that? What? Again, this wheel shot looks a bit strange, and it's, yeah, I mean, yeah. This is a great shot. I like how this looks. It's sharp, it's clean, it's detailed. The overexposed glow coming from the right looks really nice. Yeah, that's not bad. What's this? I didn't notice this. What's this? What the fuck is it with this computer and doing that? What's this, brother? That's not in the final photos on my Instagram, is it? It is. Oh my god. This, I didn't even notice that because I tried to blur, because I was blurring his plate, and sometimes for no reason at all the mask would kind of shoot off in one direction, and that's, and I gave those photos to him. Shit. And again, this one, there's nothing, I see what I tried to do here, but again, lazy, like I tried to use this bit here. This is the bit I stood on for the 318D. I tried to use that as framing, but this would have looked better arguably if I would have put the camera lower so the wheels are directly sat, so like the bottom of the wheels here are directly sat on the bit here, and then this was more right sat on the bumper. Obviously I know it's weird because the bumper's curved like that, but if I would have just done this better, this could have looked nice. But it's alright. Like this, like, you see how this is like, it's a bit cut out of frame, but this looks a bit nicer. But yeah, again, there's something dingy with the color grading that I don't know. I feel like it's a lot more prevalent on a laptop screen. This doesn't look that crazy on my phone screen. My phone screen it's harder to notice. It looks fine. And then you look at it on the laptop screen, and you just start noticing things don't look right. And that's it's alright. I like this shot, but yeah, that's not that bad. I mean, it was a weird colour environment in general, because you had one side, the orange, the lighting from the sun peeking through the clouds, and then you had the reflections of all the blue from the dark clouds. So it was kind of a weird environment to work with, but I feel like I could have worked with it better, but wasted opportunity. I think if I would have told him to go here, that would have been alright, because the trees and it points down, and it's just kind of like, what's here? Okay, this bit here, this is on the countryside. You'll recognise this bit. I went there on my bike in that video, past Flixborough. You saw that video where I was like, whoa, I keep finding these spots, I'll throw it on screen. Yeah, that's here. And I was like, yeah, this would be a perfect place to take the car. So we went up here, and yeah, I think these are the best, the ones up here in the countryside, the best images in the whole shoot. I really love these. The colour grading actually doesn't look shit in these. Obviously, again, it's a weird colour environment to work with because of the bluish flat lighting from the clouds, but I think that looks pretty nice. And then from a lower point of perspective, again, gorgeous. And then like that from sideways, and then like this bit here was really bright, and it just looks nice. But yeah, that was that shoot. I'm gonna rate that shoot, on picture wise, I'm gonna say a 7 out of 10. There was a lot of areas of improvement, but I think that was decent. As far as actually how it was to do that shoot, gorgeous. I love that. I love that. I'd take that drive a million times over, because the feeling you get sat in that car as well. I'll throw a clip up on screen. It was crazy. Jacob and Jamie. They've appeared in the videos a lot. Jacob's the one with the white Audi A5. Jamie's the one with the black 420i. Oh, sorry, should I say his white RS5? But again, okay, they were gassed with these pictures when I took them at the multi-story, and that's fine. I'm glad they were, because some of these images are fire. But again, I look at them now and I think something just doesn't look right with them. The composition in a lot of these, I feel like I could have done a lot better with. Some of this looks lazy and just unintuitive, like this one and this one. They just look a bit, I don't know. bit weird, and that fucking foreground mask, man. It's blending into the car, and the bottom half of the car is also not visible. But that's nice composition from the top view. I mean, I was struggling with ISO clearly. Look at the noise. Yeah, so these look decent. The color grading, I tried to remain it neutral again and keep it cool. Actually, let me tell you, the color grading process in this was the most shittest thing I ever had to do, because what you can't tell from these images, because I managed to recover it so well, is that I messed up my white balance, and these pictures were orange as shit. They were so orange. They were crazy orange, man, and I had to put in some work to recover the natural blue tone of the multi-story lighting, because the normal color grading work to get it nice and blue didn't work properly because of how orange and dingy it was. But in the end, I made it work, and yeah, the pictures are just alright in it. They are what they are. That looks nice. But again, I think I crushed the highlights too much, because look at his headlights. What the hell is that? And also the blacks and the contrast is too far-fetched, because you can barely see Jamie's car. But yeah, I did my thing. This was, I think, my first shoot at multi-store. No, it wasn't. But yeah, I tried. You know, I did what I did. Did what I had to do. Not all of these are bad. That's a decent interior shot. The police coming up in the picture, but that was really nice. That was cool. What is this color grade? What the fuck? Like, these two parts together, that's cool, but I should have told Jacob needed to reverse more with a full right lock. He needs to come more this way, because look at where he's positioned and look at where Jamie's position. Yeah. And again, my judgment here of where I am to the center of that was a completely wasted opportunity, because if that pole in the middle there, this bit here, would have been actually perfectly in the middle, that would have been just amazing. But yeah, I tried, you know. They were happy with it. That's what matters, really. They loved it, and I really do like that shot. I had to dangle myself from the top of the fucking car park on the top floor, and like go over the fence and lean in and do it like that, and I nearly fell. Overall, I give that shoot, I give it another 7 out of 10. Cleethorpes, some of these pictures look alright. There's a lot of orange dinge to the pictures that makes it look wank. That's decent. That's a decent framing. The colours look nice, but it's not level. It's not balanced. It's slightly tilted like that. Fuck's sake. Again, the composition's kind of off. I'm kind of to the left. I needs to be more to the middle. But overall, that's not that bad a shot, actually. Again, but it's got this weird orange dinge to it. Again, what is this colour grading? Oh my... Yeah, oh my god, I'm just gonna click off now. I'm not even gonna rate that. Okay, the April Kami. The Sunset Kami, that wasn't that big, but was... Alright, what we got? So the first image, alright, it starts off nice. This is actually not that bad. The car's nicely centered, the framing's decent, the sunset looks gorgeous. There's a bit of an error in my mask here because it's bleeding onto the tree, and the tree has this ghosty white effect, but overall, decent image. Again, this, it would look nice, but I needed to balance it more. It's a bit tilted, but overall, that's an alright picture. Again, yeah, that looks... It's clear, it's detailed, this one's actually level, the sunset lighting, the golden hour lighting is gorgeous, and it's, yeah, that's a good picture. What the hell is this editing in this one? Have I done a radial gradient? You see where it like curves here? That looks shocking. Detail shot is what it is. You know, it's a Fiesta. What the hell do you want from me? Again, not level. Like, it's pitched sideways and it just looks stupid. This isn't actually a bad shot. The contrast is a bit harsh in this one, but it's not actually a bad shot with this in focus and then blurred out the Mustang in the corner, the focus of the Fiesta at the back there. That's a decent shot. Don't know what kind of composition this is. The fuck? No. A headlight shot at a wide focal length just doesn't work. No. Oh yeah, this image looks so nice, right? So cool. The golden hour lighting. It's not even in focus. The Glanzer, again, the composition's really off. I mean, the car's really left biased, and there's a whole part of the whole portion here on the right that's just kind of, yeah, missed opportunity with that picture. There's something really cinema. This was the most like lazy, just like, yeah, Harry, let me get a picture of your Mini real quick. But it actually does look really cinematic. Something really weirdly nice looking about this picture. The bikes, yeah. You know, the sunset is now pink. I don't actually think it was pink. It might have been. I don't remember. But chances are it wasn't. And I just colour graded it and made it look pink. And the thing is, it looks nice. But I don't like that's not how it looked in the photo shoot. So it kind of just voids my whole look, you know? Yeah. Not even in focus. Why is that even in there? What angle do you call this? That's really nice. Again, I went too harsh with the sharpness and the clarity. As you can see, the blurred background cars here look really strange. But overall, the color grading is nice. The orange highlights here on the fender reflection is really cool. The ST badge, everything. I like this picture. This is really cool. The flames in the mate is great. However, I wish I wasn't that zoomed in because the flames cut off down here. And then I think I should have been at a higher shutter speed a little bit, just so the flame could have been more sharp and in focus. As you can see, it's kind of bending off here. I feel like with a higher shutter speed, I could have avoided that, but decent picture. I love interior shots. I don't know why. Interior shots just look nice, but there's the Glanzer. Look at that. Not even in focus. Liam and Diogo looking, what the hell? Oh, there you go, an actual in focus one. Yeah, nice. That guy was cool. I like that guy. I can't believe fucking Diogo back there thought this was actually a 125cc. But yeah, I love that pulsar. But some of these, what is this slanted angle? What is that? I butchered some of these pictures, man. Jesus, I've done that pulsar dirty. This picture looks really nice with the 3/4 of the Subaru, the headlight, the emphasis on the headlight. That orange lighting isn't dingy orange; it's actual like pleasant, cinematic-looking golden orange reflecting on the car. Yeah, this is a gorgeous image. The Red Bull behind the Cupra, very nice. Again, not even in focus, nice one. That was a really cool image. If only I could have been a bit steadier, but this was at 0.5 of a second shutter speed to get the motion of the needle moving when you revved it. That was nice. Overall, I give this one a 7.5 out of 10. Room for improvement again with a lot of areas, but there was a lot more nice images in this one. I like this one. And I think to end off, I'm going to show you a photo shoot actually that I didn't get on video because I didn't think it was going to be video worthy. I only planned to take him to one spot and it was also very, very windy, so I couldn't be asked to subtitle that day, man. But we ended up going to multiple locations and it would have been such good content. But yeah, I never ended up filming it, and it's a solo photo shoot of Jacob's A5. It starts off a bit weird, that looks a bit wrong. Look at that. Gorgeous. The framing is beautiful, the colours, the grading, the exposure, the masks, you can't even tell it's really masked. That is masked to shit to make that look perfect, and that is beautiful. I know I always talk about, I talked about before I had a polarizer, I talked about really wanting a polarizer because the reflections with cars can mess you over. I'm glad I didn't have one at this point because I would have used it and I would have negated all the reflections, and the reflections in this car, in this photo shoot actually worked so nicely. Yeah, it's clean. It's clean, the masks are clean, the grading is clean, the framing, the composition is clean. This was a really nice photo shoot to do, man. Wow, look at that's gorgeous, man. That really does work really well. I masked the whole road here, and then I brought a haze, like a radial haze here with the orangey, pinky looking sky up there. I didn't do no gay ass vignetting or the foreground mask. It's just clean, man. Same with this one, just a different angle. I had to like climb and do some Tarzan shit to get to some of these angles because it was just a massive wall of this. It was this, but it went so high, and I had to do some proper climbing to get up and get some of these angles. But yeah, not every picture is perfect. You'll find out soon enough. But a lot of them are really nice. This is really nice. I think like the contrast is a bit too harsh. Like that's really not visible. That's like some parts are a bit too harsh. But I like this composition. And then yeah, the rapeseed flower field. What's it called? Rapeseed flower? Rape fields? Rape fields. Okay, see, I kind of butchered this one. What is this foreground masking? God's sake. Foreground masking's dumb. But yeah, we put it in a flower field. That's really nice. I understand the little peekaboo, the little peephole kind of angle here. Like that, peeking out from the field, because there was a bit right here where the tractor treads go through, and I could just go through. Again, the rear bumper covered by the flowers, and then it's all this side here, and it looks clean. The reflections are nice. The lighting isn't too harsh. The color grading is neutral but vibrant. It looks gorgeous. And the flower field here, yeah. I really didn't want. I got this image. This is minor exposure adjustment. This is nothing. I got this image, and this was so beautiful of a picture that when I got into the editing process, I was like, how the hell do I edit this image? Do I want to edit this image? Because what if I just mess it up like I've done with every other photo shoot? So I just left it. I did some minor exposure adjustments and highlights and all that, and I just left it because that looks beautiful. The rollers look decent, but with this, as you can tell, low shutter speed to get motion blur rollers, high aperture, dirty sensor. Look at that blood clot dirt on the fucking picture. And also the contrast is really harsh, because like, look at that. But yeah, clean, beautiful environment, open, neutral colours, vibrant, bright, blurred back, clean picture. I kind of understand, I do understand kind of what I wanted to do with this, but it's a bit off. The grading is a bit greenish, weird looking, the foreground mask doesn't look right, and it's also not balanced at all. But I do understand what I tried to. That looks a bit better, but again, it's not balanced. In some of these, I did go a bit weird with the masking, like you can see here on the grass and stuff. Why are you doing that? You can see on the. Fuck off then. This image again, not balanced at all. The contrast is a bit too harsh, but it is a nice spot. This was a really nice location for this car. The white works really well. Look, that is. And this is just, wait till you get to one of the other images from higher up. But yeah, the colours are amazing, clear, vibrant, nothing is, like, it's just good, man. There was not a lot of, like, shit pictures in this photo shoot. I took time with these, this was really nice. Yeah, again, the top, yeah, this is amazing. Yeah, I got one like that, yeah, but the portrait one, wow. With the pan roof open, the flowers in the blurred background, the vibrant lighting, the white car there, it's just wow. And you know, I took the brush mask to all this greenery here and dehazed it, like minus dehaze, like I hazed it, just to make it look even brighter and more vibrant and like dreamy looking. The one thing I always did in these pictures, in these goddamn photo shoots, is I took my clarity and my texture, and I just went, because I thought this gritty look that it gave it would look really nice, and it ruins a lot. In these pictures, I actually decreased the clarity and up the texture a tiny bit just to make up for the softness from the clarity. But yeah, and then yeah, see, if I would have increased my clarity, this would have looked stupid. But it gives that soft, dreamy effect, and it works so well, and it looks so good. I think my favorite car picture of all time out of any car I've taken so far. And then some of these is like, what the fuck is this? See, okay, again, weird color grading, but fuck that. If I would have composed this properly, if I would have gotten a bit more back and to the right, this would actually look so nice, because it was really windy, and as you can see, it picked up the gravel being thrown about everywhere, and it would have looked really nice, but no, wasted opportunity. This would have looked decent if, one, the contrast wasn't so harsh, and this was actually balanced. Again, it's tilted sideways, and it looks dumb. This one, I don't like this one at all. I don't even know why I kept it. You're gonna notice these, right? I promise you, I can't even scroll left and right, why? I promise you, I did not do that in editing. These are not masks, these weird white smudges here. That is how it looked in the raw photo. I don't know why, but in this picture, there were just these smudges on the sides of the images like that, and it looks terrible, but yeah. That shot's elite, from the top of the pan roof. Looking down. I maybe should have removed the goddamn Fanta can from the cup holder, but we move. But yeah, this is a really nice shot. Yeah, again, great shot. I like what I did. It looks a bit unusual, but I went for that look on purpose with this one. It looks decent. What the hell is this one? Okay, that looks really bad. I don't know why I kept that one. Nice detail on the forged carbon. Like it. Clean, absolutely clean. Clean. It looks a bit strange. I understood what I went for in this shot. I didn't do it great, but I know what I tried to do. I really like this one. This looks like Forza. This looks like the chase cam on Forza. This looks really nice. Clean. Actually no, I don't like the color grain. Looks a bit weird on this one, but clean. Yeah, clean. Again, it looks weird. It looks really hazy. I obviously messed up with some masking on this bit because it doesn't look right, but I tried. And then yeah, went to the same car wash that I took the 318D. I ended up networking with Bossman here. He wanted the pictures of me with him washing his car, so I was like, yeah, sure. Clean. Water always adds a nice touch to pictures. Like water splash like that, it always as you've seen in these photos, it just works. But yeah, I'm gonna rate that shoot an 8.5 out of 10. That was close to perfection. That was really nice. Photo shoots, isn't it? Yeah, man. This is what you do. You go through, you reflect, you learn, you shit on yourself, and you come back and your photos be stronger. And that's not just photography. That's anything you do. You reflect, you evaluate, and you come back stronger for next time. You know what to avoid. You know what to do next time. You know what to do better. You know what not to do. And yeah, man. Thanks for watching this video. I'm struggling for content at the moment. There's nothing really in the upcoming days for me to film at the moment. I don't know. There's nothing at the moment, so I'm struggling. But yeah. Cheers for watching. Now piss off.